everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to my trade recap. So, I'll be covering three trades that I took on the third week of November, which was the past week. Uh, and the total was about 8%. So, it was a really good week. Okay, let's dive into it. This is EURAUD. First thing, I'll be labeling the value areas. To start with the highs and the lows. So, the highs and the lows. We've got our high and low there, and then we've got our low there. Value area, it's an important area. So how I came about this trade, I went into H4 and I looked for the close high, and here is my close high. So I labeled this as a value area. Price near misses this value area, but however impulsively moves down. So as I have been paying attention to the pair, I was able to spot a head and shoulder. Okay, let me show you right now. Head and shoulder. We've got our left shoulder, and then we've got our head, and then we've got our right shoulder, and that's it. So this is how I had spotted the trade. So the idea of the trade. So there is more into this. We then remove that. We dive into H1. H1 was whereby I had seen more confluence into the trade idea, whereby we've got a 1 2 3 continuation, 1 2 3 continuation, and then we've got a hook point, So I took this as a risk entry. Reason why is because I've got a 1 2 3 and I've got a hook point, and on H4 I see a head and shoulder. Okay, so that was more of too much confluence for me. So I did not hesitate and I took the trade just after the first retrace candle on H1 right there, and price nearly tapped me out of the trade, but however that did not happen. So price impulse down. So how did I manage this trade? Okay, simple. Here I labeled this as the 90%. It's the 90% rule of the structure. And then this was an inflation point. Why was this an inflation point? Because looking into the bigger vision, which is the high time frame, we can clearly see that this is a head and shoulder, and the finish move of the head and shoulder is price seeking the better value area. So price is looking to position itself into a point where most orders were left. So that's where price was seeking to. So it wasn't difficult for me to identify where price was shooting towards because it's a head and shoulder. So how did I manage this trade? Okay, I managed it using 1 hour. So was moving as price was running at 3%. This is where most traders would have taken the profit, but learning and listening to what Mark says about letting your winning trades run, I had let my sell stop into 1%. I locked 1% and I let price run. So there were no indications of price reversing. So I was not uh, jumpy about this trade, but however I was neutral. So price passed through the 90% and passed through the inflation point. When price was at the inflation point, I had locked 3%. Reason why is because it would be selfish of me to risk uh, let go of prices running 4% and I'm letting go of 3%. I mean, minimum target is 3%. So it was reasonable for me to lock price at 3%, which I would have been happy about. So price played very well and passed this inflation point too and woke up to 8%, and that's how Beautiful. I caught this trade, which came out for 8.02%. Yeah, beautiful trade, beautiful trade. And then we've got euro dollar. So how I came about with euro dollar, we're gonna go to higher time frame first. We've got our value area, high value area, low value area, and then we've got our internal value area, and price rejects there, so I labeled it as a value area. How does it reject? With a double top. Okay, it moves impulsively. As realizing price is moving impulsively, price now passes through this point. This point I labeled it as an value area. I was hoping for price to reject up, but however it did not. Instead it passed through. So as price passed through, I had identified how price is now moving correctively towards the value area, that the point which I labeled as the value area. So I now switched it to a low retest. Why low retest? Because price is now, let's dive into H1 so you can understand better why low retest. So price is now forming a 1, 2, 3. I use the wicks, still counts. I use the wicks 1, 2, 3 structure, and I entered on the pin bar. Beautiful. Entered on this pin. I entered after, which was the second candlestick, which was after the pin bar, and price ran for 3%, and I had locked in my stop into break even, and price took me out on break even. So if price had not taken me out on break even, this would have been a clean, beautiful 6%. Beautiful. So, however, but we do not control the markets. We take it how we go, and every trade is unique. Every trade is unique. That was the second trade. Beautiful trade. Okay, with GBPNZD, pound NZD, this one was, I would say this trade was more of a trade that I don't see myself taking again. Reason why, it's because uh, it's not more part of my plan. I added a lot of things which I found myself not understanding at the end. But however, let me break it down for you. Low value area, high value area. Price is moving correctively. Okay, gonna do this. This is how I saw it. So got our 1, 2, 3. I was targeting for this, which would have been 10%. It was 10%. Yeah, 10%. So that's what I was targeting for. So reason why I label this as an inflation point is because of how price has been correcting down. So this is a clear indication for price to move up. However, I took this trade using the H4. So I've got the hook point there, and I use the 50% tool to set my stop. uh, yeah, which was like 33 stop. So price moved for about 3%, and that's when I locked for break even and woke up to break even trade. This trade, I would say it's better I wait for for an insurance entry, because the risk entry that I took, it's more of like I was forcing the trade. However, it's a lesson that I have learned. Well, we learn lessons each and every week, which is why we wake up each and every day to the trading space. You don't skip days in life. That's not how you learn. So yes, this is my trade recap. Thank you so much for diving in. Came out for 8%, which was a beautiful week. And yeah, consistency, we keep it moving. Thank you.